Welcome everyone to this long-awaited session on Canva. Pushkina has very kindly agreed to take us through the tool. Now, I'm sure Pushkina here needs no introduction. We know her as a vivacious young lady who wears so many hats. She is the vice president of the ELSA Bangalore chapter EC. She knows more about startups and their functioning than a dozen of us put together. This fitness enthusiast hosted a fantastic Zumba session for us earlier this year, and she cooks amazing exotic dishes whose ingredients quite often I actually have to Google. But let me not take up any more time because I know you're all waiting eagerly, and without any further ado, I'd like to hand over to Pushkina. I'd just like to remind you to keep yourselves on mute while she's speaking. And over to you, Pushkina.
Thanks for the introduction, Nalini. It's funny that you talked about how much I love cooking, but more than that, I enjoy eating more, and that was the whole purpose of me creating that poster so that I solicit lunch invites from everyone. Canva is something. I'll jump straight to Canva. I discovered Canva as a tool maybe a couple of years back, and because of the technology that we are living, the world that we are living in, there are so many smart companies that are coming up with tools, and one of the biggest, as a marketer myself, one of the biggest blessings that Canva has given is that I can create my own collaterals without really depending on a graphic designer or any such thing. So I will, and that's the whole purpose of this session, that we should all be able to come up with posters. We all have so many passions and hobbies, and sometimes it's kind of, it just becomes far more engaging format to put out any information out in the world. So Canva has host of other features, but today I'll be focusing on posters, and I'll be happy to just answer any questions. The thing with any tool or any software is that the more you practice, the more you get a grip of the features, because there are so many features on this platform that you have to really spend time discovering those tools. Some are obviously paid, some are free, but I would say it's such a versatile tool to just get yourself started and just try it out and see what you can get out of the whole experience. And I'm always there to answer questions. WhatsApp me, and we can even collaborate. By the way, Canva just allows you to share the poster, and you can collaborate with someone and create it real time. So anyway, without further ado, I'll just share my screen and walk you through the entire process. All right, so I think my screen is visible. All right, so this is the home screen of Canva. On the left side, you will see all of these aspects, which is basically things that you can collaborate using these features. So if you click on shared with you, this will show you all the posters that someone has shared with you to collaborate. If you click on brand kit, it will allow you to create logos or anything which is associated with brand identity. Like if you're running a pastry shop, or if you're running a boutique, things like that. Here you can create a team. So for example, Nalini, Tanya, and I can be a team, and we work on these collaterals together. Trash, and basically all your folders. Now, when you start off with Canva, these are the typical recommendations that you get. These are the ways in which you can sort out, are you looking at posting something on social media? Are you looking at posting something, creating an event? Are you looking at creating a letterhead or a document? So this is basically how you sort your entire posters and tools like that. Now, the best thing that I like about Canva is that this search bar. If you start from here, you are most likely not going to go wrong ever again. So it's just when you click on that, the first thing that you would want to type is let's say I want to create an Instagram post, uh, because Instagram seems to be like the most interesting, the hottest social media platform right now. You can click on, so it will automatically suggest what you can create. You can create an Instagram post, you want to create a video, you want to create a story. These are all features that Instagram offers. So you can select any of this. The beauty of putting in the end objective that you want to achieve, by putting it here on the search bar, they will suggest the exact formats that you require, because each of these platforms have typical dimension requirements, and that you can see here. So like right now, if I'm clicking on Instagram post, it tells you 1080 into 1080 pixel. So this is the prescribed format by all of these your platforms like Facebook or Instagram. So similarly, if I remove Instagram and I write Facebook, it will tell me like, you want to create a Facebook cover, do you want a Facebook post, and they automatically adjust the dimensions, which are actually, so when you post it on your Facebook or any other platform, it will not appear distorted at all, because you are already following the dimensions that is prescribed by these platforms. So I'll just start with a Facebook post for now. I click on Facebook post. Now here it will already tell you, give you suggested formats that you can already start using. um, if you are really creative and you have a lot of time, you can create a blank Facebook post by clicking on this. But for now, I'm going to take up something really simple. I'm going to take something like this. Since we are talking about food, I've just clicked on a random suggested format for now. And this is primarily to help you understand how can you modify an existing format. How can you modify it and customize it as per your event or as per your liking, right? So I've clicked on blueberries food fact, right? Now this is going to be your window whenever you click on any particular format. Whatever you choose, be it Instagram post, be it LinkedIn, your entire thing will show up like this. Now this is where you will be making all those changes. On this side, on the left side, it's going to help you choose the right template. So if you are, let's say, doing for example, you're doing an event post, or you are doing some announcement, you can actually click here and search for those specific templates, which can, for example, I'm doing a sales event, so it will show sales Facebook post. So they will already start showing formats that you can apply. And because uh, these are typical guidelines that you should follow, best practices in design that you can follow to make sure that all your information is presented well. So with sales, for example, you want to really focus on what you are presenting, or what is it that you are selling. So for example, I've picked up something like this, or more than that, I'll pick some fun accessory thing. So whatever it is, these are the formats that will come on the left side. Now for you to choose anything, you can just click on it, drag it here and drop it. That's all that you have to do, and these formats will just automatically come here. So basically you're just picking these beautiful suggested formats that they are giving you here, and you're just dropping them on this worksheet or whatever black canvas that you have on your right. Now this is where your main features lie, which help you change all of the aspects. So for example, I already have, so uploads will just help you upload all the pictures. Like for example, you have a unique dish of yours that you want to put down here as a background. So you don't have to use their suggested images here. You can upload any of the image that you have clicked, and you can upload them here, and it will maintain all the all the photographs that you've uploaded till now. So you can see that I made bunch of like Elsa Connect posters and things like that. So all of these images are already uploaded, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to look for those images again that you used some time back. So so I'm sticking to the theme of bake sale, but I don't like this image. And unfortunately, let's assume that I don't have a picture that I want to upload right now. I can also go to photos on the left, and it will show again, they also have a repository of photographs that you can use. So I, instead of using my own picture or a picture that I have clicked, I can use food, the uploaded pictures that they have. And to make sure that I have the right photos, I can even classify it. Like for example, I want pictures of cereals, like the food cereals that we eat. So I can click on cereal. So in the search bar, I click on cereal, and it will show me all the pictures that it has on cereals. And one suggestion, so in anywhere, whenever you see this crown like image, it means that it is paid. So these are images which you have to pay for. And anytime you see free on the right, it means that it's free, and it's free for commercial use. So right now, this is something that I will use. Again, drag and drop. So all you have to do here is just drag these images and drop. So so for example, this is the image that I used. I don't like it, so I can always change and use this top photo. I drag it, and it will automatically suggest the place where the image holder is there. So I can drop it here. Now let's say you want to reduce, there's an automatic filter which is already there, because this is the format of the poster that they have created. I don't want this filter, like this whole grayish tinge that you're seeing. So these are typically effects that they put in the photo. So you can change those effects by clicking on these effects or that is written here on top. So here you can crop it, you can flip it, you can adjust it, whatever filters you want, you can remove it. So for example, I don't like this tint, so I can change it to some other filter that you want. Wait. So yeah, I'll go on effects. Yeah, so these are instead of going on effects, I've gone on filters. Filters, I can change the filters of this image into something that I like, something more bright. So I can change it to dalliance. I can change it. These are just names of filters. You can pick anyone that you like, in case you found the previous one too dull. So let's say I stick to this one, afterglow, whatever. Now, obviously the text is not visible. Now, this is where elements come into play on the left side. Elements are basically all sort of text. Apart from text images, you can also add certain aspects, like you want to put a dancing female on top, or you want to put some sort of a frame or a sticker. So elements are basically fun things that you can add to your poster. If it's too plain for you, you want something else beyond this, you can add it. You can also add charts. You can split this poster into grids. So for example, right now the main component which is behind this image is just one solid image. So I can change it by putting it into two formats. So I'll remove this image, and what's happened is the window has been split into two grid like things. You see these pictures? These are all grid. Now instead of putting one image in the background, I can put two images. So if I go back to photos, for example, the one image that I used right now and the other image that I liked from the previous one. So I have two of these images. You might want to clear the background one before you start off the split. So just hold on. So here you go. So instead of having one solid image, I broke the background into two images, and all of that I was able to do using elements. It has you can use interesting flowers. You can use, so these are basic stickers, which you can plug in, put in wherever you want on your poster, and it helps you segmentize your posters in a manner which you think would be best. I can go a lot deeper into charts, for example, and things like that. But right now, I want to just give you a broad overview of the features before we get into the specifics. Now, coming to the text part. If you click on text, it basically gives you uh, interesting options in terms of what kind of visual text you can apply. You have an option to create your own text. Like for example, I don't want to use this bake sale, so I can just click on that and just delete it. I can use this instead. This whole text that said play. Yeah. I can adjust the height, width of it by just clicking on that box and like increasing it, decreasing it. One good way to make sure that you're clicking on the right box and you're not moving something else is by clicking on outside of the poster once, and when you have to move that particular element, make sure you get the four cross sign. Do you see this the four cursors? So that ensures that you are moving that particular element only and not something else. The best thing about Canva is that I think the biggest challenge that people face is that your posters don't look aligned. Like if I want it to be centrally aligned, I don't know if it's centrally aligned or not. So what Canva does is, if you move it around, you will see that these lines that are coming around it will show me the exact placement that I need to keep it. So I can see this big long magenta purple line. So it tells me that I'm in the center part of the thing, but it's not centrally aligned yet. So I also need to get the horizontal line. So now if you see, I have the exact plus which has come on the screen. So now I know it is centrally aligned, and I can just stop my cursor here and drop the box here. So I have it centrally aligned. And now if I want to change this text, I just have to click inside the box and use my keyboard to just change the text to cereals. And click outside again to make sure that it is fixed. I can do the same with the other text boxes that I have here on top. Right now. I don't know why it's not choosing that one. So see, I moved this box, so it ended up moving outside of the black box that was there. So you want to make sure that whenever you're clicking on any element, you're not invariably selecting a box that you don't want to move. So always make it a practice to click outside of the box and then choose and this blue outline will help you decide what the mouse is reading right now for you to move. So this was with text. You can also add music to your posters. They have files here, but this is quite a premium service. So up to you whether you want to put music. Typically, it makes sense to use it in a video format. You have backgrounds on the left where you can choose the color of your. So if it was a blank poster, I could have chosen any of these these background visuals here. Now another interesting thing is that you can rename your poster here and make sure that it's named as per what you want to use. And you can directly publish to Facebook using these feature, or you can download it. Now when you are downloading it, make sure that you choose PNG, because PNG has a better quality of image than JPEG. I personally, all designers prefer PNG over JPEG. You can also use PDF. And these are all basically the file formats in which you can download. Typically, when you're using some other format, it will also tell you if it's a priced. For example, if this is right now a poster, but if I was making a video on this, it would ask me to download more MP4 video rather than the other format. Similarly, so it's basically you just deciding which format you would want to download, and you click on download and that file gets downloaded in your system, or you can directly publish it. Now, this was the overview of what you can create using posters, using Canva, what posters you can create. In case you want to go back, you click on the top left and it will take you to your drawing board as in all of the posters that you have created till now. And you should be able to see your designs here, where this whole thing is showing your designs. Yeah. So this is where you can see all your designs here. It's getting, I don't know why it's downloading. So yeah. Another interesting format that you can create here is mentioned here. Like I said, recommended, you can create a poster, social media, logo, infographic, things like that. So let me create a poster now. I'll click on poster. In case people have doubts, you can, feel free to ask me while I'm at it, because it would help if some people who've, let's say, tried in the past and struggled, and if there is a specific aspect that needs to be cleared, then I can show it. But yeah, I think Madhulika wants to ask something.
Yeah, Pushkina, I also have a question.
Is there a place where you can change the font color? Under what fonts, the color of the font?
Yeah, you can. So let's say I've selected this. Okay. I want to change the color of this particular heading. So I've clicked on that. And do you see this rainbow like thing? on top. I click on that and I choose the color that I want. Now, what Canva does is it will automatically pick the colors of the posters and keep it here, and the colors of the photo, so you can make sure that you are not picking something which is out of the palette of your poster. But in case you want to try something else, you want to try something different, you can use the default colors here, or you can also choose a new color from their palette. So here you can just adjust the color shades that you're looking at. So this tells you the whole range, and within this range too, you can click, there's this whole round thing you can choose, and it will, you can just take it around and it will choose, you can choose whatever you like. So, and you can see that it's changing on the right side in the poster as I'm choosing. So you can see how it's looking on your poster while you are choosing the shade. So let's say I want to go far into pink. So while I'm moving this, it's also showing how it's looking on the poster. So this is how you can choose the color just by clicking on A. Even if you're not sure, you can just hover your mouse here and it will give the heading text color, so you know that this is the place where you need to click for text color.
Thanks.
Hi, Usha here, Pushkina.
Hey.
Hey, how do I put the? I'm on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to keep the icon on my, screen, how do I do that instead of logging in each time? Like in the mobile, you can just keep the map app icons. Can I do the same in my laptop?
So you're saying keep it running and you don't have to log in, log out every time.
Yeah, and I can just click on it, open it, and start working. How do I do that?
I do it all the time. So let me show you. So right now, I am closing all my windows.
Mm.
Okay, I've closed all my windows, and you will just see Google. This is it. I'll just click on canva.com and it will open my account.
Correct. So I'm in my account right now.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't have to log in at all again. It's already there.
Okay, so Pushkina, you are saying that your credentials would be saved, so it will
Yes.
just open.
Yes. So typically,
Yeah.
what happens? It's up to you. If you feel that it's better for you to sign in, sign out every time, you can do that. But in my case, because the frequency, the time that I work on Canva is fairly frequent, I don't see the point of logging in, logging out every now and then. And given that it is just, you just authenticate using just Gmail, so it's fairly quick. But yeah, I think it's mostly got to do with your personal preference of security. I have personally not encountered any problems by being constantly logged into Canva.
Right.
Okay.
So Pushkina, Malika here, you had, on the top bar where there's this animate, I saw on your screen there were many options. On my screen, I only get this animate option.
Okay. Which one are you talking? I'll just open one right now. So it typically depends on what template of poster have you used. So if you're using something, I'll give you an example. Yeah. So it will probably. So let's say I pick this. So you are saying yours is show
Yeah,
animate.
I only see animate there. Earlier you were showing several options there.
Yes. So that happens only if you select something. So for example, I want to change this date. So if I click on it, it will automatically show all of these options.
Mm, okay.
So you have to choose that particular element for Canva to suggest the potential action that you have to take. So because this is a text format, it will suggest things related to text, like what kind of text font you need to change. So
Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And similarly, if I click on, for example, if I click on this image, it will suggest you can use filters, you can crop this image if you want to change the
Okay.
background, things like that. So
Sure.
that way Canva is really what should I say, it guides you rather than anything else, because whatever element you choose, it will suggest what action you need to take. So with any visual would they will show this, which can help you change the filter. Like right now this is in black and white, I don't want it in black and white format. So I'll click on filter and I can choose any of these filters. So I want to see from black and white, it changed into more of reddish tones. I
Okay.
want it in summer. So
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
So yeah, so Canva that was is pretty flexible. Another interesting thing that I really like about Canva is how you can create a lot of presentation formats. So I'll just share one example. So let's say I want to create like video. So here on the first top tab bar, I'll just click on video. And it will automatically suggest what kind of videos, so sample formats of videos that I can use. So do you want to create a YouTube intro? Do you want to create a social media post? Do you want to create a YouTube video ad? Things like that. So I'll click on YouTube intro. And on the top left, you'll see the number of seconds this video will play. So I can really custom build this video by just changing few odd things about it. If I like the basic format, I can just quickly change the text, make it applicable to my organization or my initiative. And yeah, here it's already suggesting what formats I can use. Let's say I want to put this, welcome to our food blog. So wherever you see this cross signs, you know that one more thing, whenever you see these cross diamond shape, means that you don't own this video, this image, and you need to change it. So I'll go back to photos on the left. I'll click on any of the relevant photos that I find, or I can search for it. So let's say eating is something which I find to be relevant. So I can use this image, slide it to the background and drop it. Now I want to change this to welcome to our food blog. Instead of that, I want to say welcome to Elsa table. And I can also change the color of this by using again the same thing that I mentioned. See how it's looking. for now. Whatever. Sorry, this was already there. So I can also copy style, transparency. Okay. Now, yeah. Yeah. So there's an option, like I said here, which showed animate, right? So I can make this thing animate. I can choose any of the options, like for example, rise. So this is how it will come. And then I want to create a sequence of videos. So I will create one more image like this, keep adding to it. And once I add it, I can stitch it up. So, but right now, because this says 5-second thing, so this is the timing on which this whole YouTube cover will just kind of animate. So only this will animate. Similarly, you can create, these are very short videos. If you want to create detailed videos, there is another option to do that. But yeah, broadly, the features will remain the same. The tools that you've been given shown on the left side will remain the same, and you just have to use your, you can start off with using their existing templates and just modifying the colors, your the text, and then move on to gradually just creating your own, using a blank canvas and just creating your own posters. So I don't know how much time do we have, but
Pushkina,
yeah.
if I use multiple elements, how do I move it to different places? Like move it around. I know you said highlight and use the blue box, but I got two blue boxes, both are centered. And
wait, I'll just click on this. So you're saying you wanted to understand how to move the elements. Okay. What kind of, so can you give me an example of what you want?
So I chose an element which was like the sea and a beach with some rocks. And then there was some animated picture with an ice cream cone kind of thing bobbing up and down. And then just to play around, I tried to choose a leaf so I could put it on a different part of the picture, maybe on the beach.
Okay.
And keep the ice cream cone in the middle, but I'm not able to move the.
Got it. I'll just show that to you. So
I'm able to expand it and stuff through the corner dot, you know, but I'm not able to move it around.
Okay. So one thing that you need to know is, if let's say these are images, right?
Right.
Image holders. Now you cannot put an element, for example, like this sticker.
That's right. I did that.
So if you, so you will be naturally restricted by some of these things. Like if there's an image, you would want to put an image there and not something else. Now, if let's say I don't find this side image relevant, so I can just select it by just clicking on it and press delete. So what happens is that they have now these frames that you see on the left side. It's a representation of another image that you can upload here. But I don't want to have an image at all in this area. So I will again click on it and delete it. So now I have nothing but just black background. Now I want to put this one of the stickers there. So I just got it here, dropped it, reduce the size, and I just reduce the size, and I'm just now going to move it and place it here. Now you are saying you want to place another element, right? Like
no, that moving part. Oh, I got it, because under it came two round dots with the
Exactly.
moving icon. I moved it. Yeah. And there's a rotating tool also. Great. Got it. Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah. So basically, uh, so whenever you choose a sample poster, right, you have to understand that the structure of the sample poster, that these are all elements. Like this text box is an element. This circle that you see in the background is an element. So you will be restricted by these elements. So if you want to include a new element, you need to remove these. So I have the flexibility to remove this. I have the flexibility to remove this. I can delete all of these circles by just clicking on it, and that's it. So instead of being restricted by those circles, I went ahead and removed it. So now I can include another sticker, which is this. Now, when you're moving these elements, you'll see this mark, like the stop sign that you have, except that it's in black and white. Now, this means it cannot take it. The moment this sign changes into this cursor with a small box, that means it is ready to be placed. But if it shows this symbol, that means it cannot take it. So make sure that when you are moving things from left to your right to the poster, you get this particular cursor with a small box. Now that I have this, I will leave my I'll leave the click, and you can see that it's now this big, but I obviously don't want the ice cream to be so big, so I'll just reduce the size again, and I'll pick it up and drag it to the top.
Yeah, it has to be minimized. I mean, the size has to be small enough for the moving cursor, that icon to come. Otherwise, it doesn't come.
Yeah, so no, so it can be big too, but the point is that you have to make sure that you are getting that symbol. Sometimes I think that is the maximum challenge people face when they want to move elements from left to the poster. Sometimes it shows that stop sign. You just move it around near the poster and see when that box changes to that cursor and that small box, and leave it immediately, and then you can adjust it wherever you want. So I just go ahead and place
Yeah.
it.
Now I'm able to put as many elements as I want. It's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So yep. So now I have two very irrelevant stickers on my posters, but that was basically to show. So yeah. Any more questions?
Tanya, you had a question?
Yeah, hi Pushkina.
Yeah.
I have a very specific question. If, let's say, you take up 2 photographs and you put them onto your poster, right?
Okay.
So how do you blend the two? Because otherwise they come out as two very clear, demarcated photographs. If I want to blend one into the other, is there an option?
So unfortunately, that flexibility is not there in the free version. So your
In the premium version, I
Yeah,
have one. I have the premium one.
there is a premium version. I think in premium version there are a lot of tools. Like if I click on more, for example, there are things that you can integrate. For example, I think Pixels, Pixabay, all of these allow you to merge images, if I'm not wrong. I'm just clicking on some of them. But ideally, also, either it's because it's not a premium feature. 2, there are also certain guidelines not guidelines, design principles. Typically, when you merge 2 images, it shows certain blurriness. It's not exact Photoshop, right? Where you go down to the pixel level and make sure that those images are so well blended. So there will always be certain specific restrictions here, because this is such a plug and play kind of a platform. So I think it's also a conscious attempt to not have people, they don't want people to deliberately also screw up their posters, because from a design principle, I think blending two images will be very difficult, because you're trying to blend it at a pixel level. And that will not be smooth unless you go down to the pixel level, which only Photoshop allows you to do. So it will also be a feature restriction that they have.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Pushkina, there's a question from Ira. I don't see Ira here, but I'll read it out for you and we can tell her the answer. If you're sharing primarily on WhatsApp, do the Facebook or Insta formats work best?
So typically for WhatsApp, just a simple poster format will work. So when you go to home page, I'll just show it to you. When you go to home, just click on poster. That's it. That should be good enough.
Okay.
If you want to really go, if you really want to go into the specifics of social media, click on social media. Otherwise, this poster format works well on WhatsApp as well.
Okay, thank you. Pushkina, I was just wondering, are there a lot of advantages to taking a paid subscription, or is the free one good enough?
I think the free one is really good enough. Paid one should typically happen if you are a branding expert or something like that, who has to work with creating a lot of new logos. You're always working on new projects and new initiatives, which requires you to create in-depth brand manual, which includes your text, your font, what styling do you want, things like that. But the free version in itself is very comprehensive. Like, I've been using Canva for 2.5 years, and I haven't used it in its entirety till now. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, all of the ELSA 60-day challenge posters were made using Canva.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah. I'll stop my screen share if people.
And most, this is Tanya. Most posters that I am sharing are also Canva posters.
Yeah. So,
I think it is the most popular tool around for this.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think more and more such. By the way, there are platforms that have now come into play which help you create videos from scratch. So there are websites called InVideo. There is another bunch of them where they have formats, and you just have to change the text in those videos, and the video will just show exactly what you want them to show without making a video from scratch. So technology in content creation and all of these, it's coming in a big way, basically from the idea that you obviously cannot compete with professional graphic designers, but those who really can't afford working with graphic designers, or who want to genuinely be self-reliant, like somebody who's starting up or some new initiative and wants to quickly go to market and not wait for all of that, this is a great platform to just get started.
Yeah, it really seems great, and I see it has a lot of features.
Yeah.
I can actually really vouch for it, because it's really addictive. And you can just keep playing around with it. There's so many options, permutations, combinations. It's fascinating, actually.
Yeah.
And very easy, actually. It's really easy to use. They've just made things so simple.
Yeah.
You can experiment, and I would recommend it to everybody. I've done a lot of posters on it too for ELSAConnect.
MG's poster. So
MG's poster, Lilith's poster. I mean, so many. It's just
actually it's a mental block in my head, Pushkina. So today I'm going to work on it and I'm going to play with it. I mean,
I mean, just
I have a mental block.
Yeah, just put your food photos in that, and that's it. Like, just start off with that. Create a birthday card, a virtual birthday card for
I'm
someone.
going to do that. Yeah.
So
Does it have infographic templates?
yes, they do have infographics. In
Where
fact,
do I find
in
that?
fact, when you see on the recommended bottom, you will see nothing. If you are not able to find it, like I said, just search for it in their search bar. Just type infographic and they will show you the formats.
Got it. Got it.
Yay, Tanya did a presentation for her in-laws on this.
50th.
Nice.
Amazing.
So we can start with the blank page
Pushkina, can you
also
look at
and
it?
put our own pictures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sanjali, once you are done taking the photos, maybe you'd like to go ahead and make your announcement.
Yeah.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. So we learned how to make posters. Now the next is how do we look presentable, right? And we have our fashion diva next time, Saturday, 4 o'clock. And we all will try and look presentable with fashion diva, and we'll try asking her if you have any questions. If you have any questions for our next guest, who's Ritu Berry. I mean, she's dressed up a lot of people. We can also decide how she wants to dress us up. Have any questions, please direct mail me or to the team so that we have the question answers ready. Yeah. So Saturday, 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
Okay, who's that? Saturday, 4 o'clock, we have Ritu Berry with us. And we'll try and ask as many questions, and she'll also share her life journey, which I think a lot of us don't know about. Look forward to meeting all of you. Back to you, Nalini. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Sanjali.